What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to the LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you that review for Monday Night Raw. Now, you would notice a difference because I did this video and I did a video for the Matrix review, right? But you're gonna notice when you see the Matrix review, it looked like it might be nighttime versus it being daytime when I do this, because I did both of them, but then I accidentally erased it. So like it's gonna be two different contrast differences. I just thought it was funny, but yeah, let's get into it. They start the night off with Bobby Lashley. He giving like a promo, basically tooting his own horn about how he beat Kevin Owens, MVP. He starts the promo by saying, ladies and gentlemen, the almighty Bobby Lashley is in the building, so stand up and give praise to the almighty. And he said, and then he says, I mean, you should, considering the impossible task he had last week that he accomplished. And that's when he starts talking about how they beat Kevin Owens, which he really didn't beat Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens just kind of tapped right when the hurt light was getting ready to get applied, but he did beat Seth Rollins after the match was restarted, and then he, thanks to some interference, he beat Big E. So it wasn't like he beat him clean. It was always, every match was a little controversy in it. So yeah, but he still tooted his own horn. That brought out Big E. Big E came out to congratulate him, said hats off to you. You did what you said you was going to do. You beat all three of us to make our match at day one now a fatal four-way. But then he said, but you're this dominant Bobby Lashley that don't need nobody's help, that could get things done on your own. But you use MVP last week to beat me, though. That's a little asterisk right there now, because you had to have MVP hit me in the back of my leg with that cane to get that victory. But Bobby Lashley, he shrugged this off and said, you know what, I didn't need MVP to beat all three of you guys. I didn't need him to beat you, because I could beat you anytime, anywhere. And he said, then like in a weird turn of events, he threw MVP to Big E. Like he turned face for some reason, because he felt like he got mad because the people was questioning whether he could beat Big E, and stuff without his help, and he started turning. It's like he turned face. It was weird. It's a weird segment, and the weirdness of that segment will continue. But before I end the segment, this will bring out Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, when Big E, after Bobby Lashley threw MVP to Big E, they was in the ring like about to square up, and it wasn't like an official match. It was just like he was in the ring about to beat him with the cane, and like he was like, I'm gonna do it, I'll do it, type thing. Like he was just like, he had it like that. And then what I think, Bobby Lashley was like on the outside of the ring watching, and then there we go. Yeah, he was on the outside of the ring watching, and that's when Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens attacked Bobby Lashley, and then Big E would help, which would then which because of this, he would help run off Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Then later on backstage, Sonya Deville would tell Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens that thanks to what they did, they got an idea for a match. And later on that night, it was going to be Big E and Bobby Lashley in a tag team match versus Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. And they didn't like it, but now they had to come up with a plan, because I think their whole plan was to get Bobby Lashley out of them. They try to take him out so he won't be in the match come day one. But then we would get to our first match, which was Bianca Belair versus Doudrop, and that match was a good match to start off the show. Can't lie, it was. This was dubbed like that conclusion match because this is like match number 3, and it has good moments. It was a powerhouse versus powerhouse, good moments, good sets, and a very good finish when you saw Bianca Belair pick up Doudrop finally and hit her with the KOD to get the victory in this match. Well, I guess it's like whatever this storyline was, it's the end of it now. So I don't know if they gonna continue it because this is according to backstage rumors. This was supposed to be a storyline that was supposed to be Nia Jax, but I guess it was given to Doudrop once what happened to Nia Jax happened. But yeah, the second match was Finn Balor versus Austin Theory. Now this is a continuation from whatever Austin's been trying to do to impress Vince McMahon and last week. So this is a match between the two. But Austin Theory would get overzealous in this match. It was good spots. I enjoyed the match. It was good spots. It was a good match. But at the end, he got overzealous and ended up trying to take a selfie while pinning Finn Balor, and it looked like he had the victory. But he tried to take a selfie while doing the pin, but this will allow the veteran Finn Balor to use that momentary hesitation and get the roll-up victory over Austin Theory. But later on in the night, when they was interviewing Finn Balor backstage, this was like sometime later too. It wasn't like directly after this match. It was sometime later that they interviewed Finn Balor about the victory. And as he was talking, he would get attacked by Austin Theory because this would lead to like Austin Theory going to Vince McMahon saying that I know I lost. I know you're not happy with me losing, but I did attack Finn Balor and beat him up afterwards. Vince McMahon like I did. Even though you lost, I did enjoy you beating I forgot what he said. He beat the smudge out of Finn Balor or something like that. He said the fudge or something like that. But yeah, your winner of that match was Finn Balor. We got a Miz TV promo. Basically, it didn't have nothing to do with Edge. It was his guest was AJ Styles and Owens, and basically Miz was interviewing them about their troubles, their recent troubles, But AJ, saying we good. There is no troubles. We whatever troubles was, we squashed that. We good. We on the same page. But Miz, basically tells AJ, I don't think so because, he started explaining to him like uncharacteristic. I ain't think I'll be the person that this would happen to. That he will open up to, but he's telling me different. He basically revealed to AJ that Omos has been opening up to him, telling him his frustrations, and this will lead to an argument between The Miz and AJ Styles, into which AJ Styles like, fine, you know what, if we want to see it right now, he asked Omos himself if there any trouble between the two or any problems between the two, and before Omos could answer, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio will come out, which will be the start of the third match, which would be Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles and Omos. And that match was pretty much, it was an okay match, but the main story they were trying to tell was AJ Styles and Omos split, because it was mostly just Dominic and Ray versus AJ, and when AJ tried to tag in Omos, finally Omos basically just turned and was like he didn't want the tag, and AJ was like, what were you doing? And then I think he got the roll. I think Ray got the roll up pin on AJ Styles, which would lead to that's who won the match. It was Rey and Dominic Mysterio, but this would lead to an argument between the two afterwards, which then led to fighting and eventually the split. AJ would get his butt beat by Omos, and Omos basically told him that the next time you see me, it will be in this ring in a match. And they call him a piece of trash. But that will actually get confirmed later on the night that next week we'll see AJ. It will be AJ Styles versus Omos. They confirmed. I think they confirmed a lot of matches for next week during this week. So Um, but yeah, that it was an okay match, but they mostly used that to tell the story of the breakup between the two. We would get the next match of Randy Orton versus Chad Gable, and this was also a good match. This was a very good match, and I didn't expect it to go like the way it did, with them giving like a Chad Gable push. He pushed Randy Orton to the limits like story in this match, and he basically did. But in the end, Randy Orton would get the RKO victory over him, but Otis would, after the match, Otis was trying to attack Randy Orton. Randy Orton was trying to hit the RKO on him multiple times, but couldn't. And then it would be revealed later on that next week it would be Randy Orton versus Otis next week on Monday Night Raw. So this was like the second match that was confirmed for next week. The next match was Damian Priest versus Dolph Ziggler. This was another okay match. It would have been a good match had it not been for the ending, because I felt that the ending was unnecessary. It really was. It was a little unnecessary, but it was basically, it was a good match up until the point where I guess Robert interfered and basically pissed off Damien to make him become like his demon, or Mr. Hyde persona, whatever you want to, his split personality persona they trying to play out here. And he would like beat up Robert Roode, and because of him being so pissed off, he would forget that the referee was counting, and so therefore Dolph Ziggler won via count out, and he tried to attack Dolph Ziggler, but to no prevail. He would anger him and to cause him to basically attack Robert Roode one final time with his finisher to taunt Dolph Ziggler. But then this would be the other match that would get confirmed for next week, which would be Dolph Ziggler versus Damian Priest for the United States Championship. But like I said, the winner of that match was Dolph Ziggler via count out, and I just don't like count out victory. I think that's a lazy way to end the match. I would have preferred that Robert Roode would have caused like a distraction to where Dolph Ziggler were able to get the pin instead of just a count out victory. And we'll get the next promo, which is the cutting edge promo, and this promo did have something to do with the Miz, because Edge's special guest was Maurice. And he basically starts off the cutting edge by he's glad and super happy to welcome everybody back to the cutting edge. And he brings out Maurice, who basically tells Edge, we're not gonna be friends. We're not gonna be high fiving and hanging out afterwards. It's not like that. I'm just using the platform to speak. He said, "What's the problem? You couldn't get on Miz TV." And it was funny. It was like, because you knew this had to be a setup, right? And basically, Maurice goes into this sob story about why she wasn't on Miz TV talking, because Miz don't allow her to talk. He's egotistical, and she started getting this heartbreak story about them and their family, and it was like a sob story. And even Edge called it out. He was like, is anyone buying this? Like, no, I seen that. But I think Maurice asked him a question about would he do what Miz did to her to Beth, and he was like, and to answer your question, Maurice, would I do this to Beth? No, because I respect her. And Edge was trying to call out the fakeness, and basically kept saying, "Where are you, Miz? Come out, come out." Because I know this is a setup. So the Miz music hit. He's waiting for the Miz, and then the Miz did try to attack Edge from behind. He didn't come. He came from out of the crowd instead of the ramp. But Edge was on it because he knew it was a setup. So he got the upper hand on the Miz and beat up the Miz. But Maurice would distract Edge by hitting him in the back of the head with the purse and slapping him, and then allowing Edge to hit the Stone Crusher finale. It looks like the rumors about Beth Phoenix about probably getting involved in this match or getting involved in this feud is going to be true, because usually that's what happens when Maurice put their hands on somebody, on the husband or one of her fellow Remember, because Beth Phoenix is from her era of wrestling, so it seems like Beth Phoenix will be getting involved in this match because that's what they said was supposed to be happening. But yeah, that's how the Cut It Edge promo ended with Miz getting the upper hand and hitting him with the Storm Crusher finale. We would get the sixth match, which would be Rhea Ripley versus Queen Zelena. The story here was that, you know, Carmella and Nikki are barred from ringside, and they try to play up with this change or would this the same result happen, or would Rhea beat Queen Zelena, proving that Nikki was holding her back, and that's exactly what happened. You know, Rhea dominated for the most part, but Zelena had her moments, but in the end, Rhea would hit the Riptide to get the victory over Queen Zelena, which they try to play over like, see, I told you Nikki was a anchor to Rhea because without her at ringside, Rhea dominated and beat Queen Zelena, which I think is kind of gratuitous because Queen Zelena should be the one winning the match because she's the queen of the ring. She's supposed to be getting at least a semi push, and for her to be losing just to prove a point, it's like, I don't know. But yeah, Rhea Ripley won that match. The next promo was Liv Morgan cutting a promo on Becky. And it's like it really showed that Liv needs some work on the mic, because when she start her promo, she start talking about what happened last week and what happened over the past weekend. If you don't know what happened over the past weekend, cliff notes. Over the past weekend, WWE.com released like a video on YouTube and on their website or whatever about showing that Liv Morgan went to Becky's gym that she said she was going to be at to try to attack her, only to attack a fake Becky, only for the real Becky to appear behind her, and then they fight, but Liv would get the upper hand, spoiling Becky's plans. So they resold it here, and the thing was, when she was delivering her promo, it was so robotic. It was like but it was the weird part about it was like she needed work, and then at certain parts she didn't need work. Like, it was like she was like somebody was flipping her switch. She would go from delivering a cringe-worthy promo, then right in the middle of delivering a cringe-worthy promo, she would deliver okay, good promo. So I'm like, so why don't she just talk like that? Why don't she just deliver her promo like that? Why does she keep switching? And she kept switching, and that was like the worst part of her promo. Is like when she was just doing it by herself. It was like she kept switching. She didn't know she wanted to be the energetic one that made the promo good, or this robotic Liv that was, I don't want to let her beat me. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you switching it? Just stick to this one, because that makes your promo actually sounding good when you was talking like this. But when you talk like when you was talking the other way, it made your promo cringy, like you didn't know how to deliver a promo. But this would bring out Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch appearance will make Liv basically stay within that good version, that good voice, and a good monotone and energetic version of her that made the promo good, because they was playing off each other. And she taunted her about what she did to her student, and that she did get lucky, and that she'd get her kudos because you did teach my student one thing, that you could get lucky, but that at day one I'm going to teach my student that luck runs out, and that she's going to beat Liv at day one. And Liv says she could get in the ring and prove it right now. But she said, Becky, like, I'm not going to get in the ring with you swinging that kendo stick like a wild woman. And she said, oh, I didn't bring this kendo stick out here for me. I'm bringing it out here for you. And she threw it out the ring to Becky. Becky got mad because she felt insulted. And thus Becky said, you know what, I would get in the ring. But she said, you lucky I got a private jet to catch. And then left. But yeah, that promo was like a severe. It was saved by the fact that Becky came out, but that beginning part of the promo, Liz, you need some work, man. You need some work. You need some work if you're gonna be out there cutting promos. But we will get to the main event, which is Big E and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. This match was a good way to end the show. It had, you know, they try to play out how would they coexist. No, not just for Bobby Lashley and Big E, but for Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. And for pretty much all the match, it was Seth Rollins and KO who did get along, but you know, and Bobby Lashley and them did too. I don't even think it was like they were trying to play it up on the commentary, but it really wasn't like it didn't really play out in the match like that. They actually really coexisted good up until like the ending where it was just like it wasn't even like they turned on each other. It was just like a miscue. Like Bobby Lashley tried to go for the spear on Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins would leapfrog him, and he accidentally speared Big E. But then he would turn around and spear the legal man, because Seth Rollins was the legal man, Kevin Owens was, and he ended up spearing Kevin Owens to get the victory. But it's like I don't know if they botched that ending. It could have went either way. It could have went like they could have been they did it on purpose or they botched it. But it looked like a botch, and it looked like it wasn't at the same time, because when Bobby Lashley speared Kevin Owens, he went for the pin. But it looked like, I don't know if Seth Rollins was supposed to break it up and the match was supposed to continue for another couple of minutes, or because when he went to go break it up, it was already too late. The referee already had hit his hand for the 3 count. So it was like, okay. And the part that made you concerned that this was a botch was the fact that when he did it, he looked at the referee, he looked at the referee, he thought he broke it up. He was like, that was a 3, that was a 3. He went like this, that was a 3, and he was like, yeah, the match is over with. Like, your stump came after I already had hit the ground for 3. So then they just started beating up on Bobby Lashley, took him out, and then they beat up on Big E and took him out. But yeah, it was like, aside from the weird way they ended the match, whether it was a botch or it was supposed to happen that way or a botch, which I think I want to kind of lean towards a botch because of what Seth Rollins did. But either way, it was a good match. They did get the victory. The weirdness that continued in this match from the promo in the beginning of the show was that Bobby Lashley was played up to be like a face, and Big E was getting treated like he was Kofi Kingston. Like every time, like Kofi, it seemed like it went like just like with Kofi, now with Big E, they are actively trying to bury them. Like they want us to be like, okay, you wanted them to be champion, but now that they're champion, we're gonna show you why they shouldn't be champion. Like, what are you doing? Why do you keep, like, we got the way you're making Big E, and I'm being concerned because you're making Big E look like he's an afterthought, and he's really not. But it is what it is. If you enjoy this review, and you want to I messed that all up. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Monday Night Raw, and if you enjoyed this review, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much you want to support the channel, you know what you gotta do, guys. You gotta hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification button so you get notified when I drop videos. Please turn post all notifications all the way on. Do all that great stuff. Remember, guys, it's all free. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere because I got reactions and gameplays coming up next. Peace.